up, everyone? It's me, Stef The Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to Sunday's Daily Nerd Live. How are y'all doing? How has your weekend been so far? Before we start anything, right? Shiz the freaking bed. I woke up to this and it's absolutely horrific. My good thoughts and vibes goes to the whole of Australia right now with that horrific terrorist attack on Bondi Beach. I hope the monsters who did this burn forever for what they've done to so many innocent people and children. So many just killed for what? Absolutely horrific. And so I thought it was right for me, first and foremost, to address that. But with that being said, let's jump into what is coming up in a different world, the world of Hazza and Megzi, that you've all clicked on this live stream to experience today. So, on today's Daily Nerd Live for Sunday, the 14th of December, 2025, first and foremost, yes, the main topic, letter leak. Has Megzi leaked her own shocking letter to the press that she sent to her ill father? Because there are details, allegedly, in this letter that for some reason the press are now reporting on. And I got a question for a friend here. How does the media know about anything that's in this letter at all? We'll leave it there for now. So that is the first topic for today's live stream. We're then going to get into the second topic for today's live stream, number deleted. So reports are coming through that even after everything, right, her dad has gone through over the last couple of weeks, Megzi still has no plans to visit her dad and has gone one step further in cutting all ties with him. Apparently, she's deleted his number. You will not believe what I've got to report on for the second topic for today's live stream. We're then going to get on to the third topic. Megzi has been issued a chilling warning over her father. Reports are coming in. So we're going to get on to that in the third topic. What's the chilling warning? Oh, you guys want to stay tuned for that. And then the last topic, well, it is entirely up to you. It is the bonus Hazza and Megzi story. And how do you guys unlock the bonus Hazza and Megzi story? Well, of course, only if you can to contribute towards today's super chat goal. As long as we get 10 super chats in the next hour, then you guys will have unlocked the bonus Hazza and Megzi story for today's live stream. And this one, a little bit different from the first three, okay? Hint, it's about Megzi, it's about Hazza, and it ain't gonna be a jolly Christmas for them. Ooh, what the frick is going on? Why are they having to brace themselves? Oh, well, we will get into that for the bonus Hazza and Megzi story only if we achieve the super chat goal for today. And again, only for those that can contribute. If not, no drama. Make sure instead, if you can't contribute, not a problem. As long as you still like the hell out of this stream and subscribe to this channel, then that's all Gucci for me. Speaking of subscribing to channels, not only this one, but of course my second channel, Political Nerds. Do not miss out on all the content I am sending over there on that second channel, Political Nerds. Thank you so much to everyone that's already made the jump over there and is supporting me over on my second channel. I really do appreciate it. More videos coming next week. The state of the UK. Guys, it's only getting worse. And before I go through some thank yous and we kick into the main story for today, I do have a little bit of a channel update as well when it comes to the Daily Nerd Live's Friday edition. So you guys will have noticed that this week on Friday, there wasn't a Daily Nerd Friday Live. Instead, I released 3 videos and it was a collaboration between myself and your favourite DC lawyer, John Witherspoon. It's been a hot minute, hasn't it? This is the thing, right? After doing that on Friday, I thought, do you know what? I want to test this out. So, for the foreseeable future, okay, every Friday, I'm just going to release the 3 videos. And I will still live stream, but only on Sundays for now. I want to test this out and see how we get on. Okay, so that's a little bit of a channel update for you all. Let's go into a couple of thank yous before we jump into the first topic for today's live stream, because shiz the freaking bed, you guys have been uber generous already before we even start. So Aussie Queen, thank you so much for gifting 2 leaderships to some of you lucky lots out there. So everyone say, hey up to our newest leaders, courtesy of Aussie Queen. And thank you so much to Aussie Queen for kicking off with the first super chat of today. Let's get this party started. Of course, thank you so much for those very kind sugar bucks. Mic drop Lisa, thank you so much for your continued support for the last 19 months. Saying, well, hello there. Hey up. How do? General Scott in the chat. Hey up, General, how's it going with my favourite, the Ginger Doggy Fighting Arts moment? I love it. Thank you so much. We also have Ms. Freedom. Thank you so much. My goodness, for that very generous $10 sugar buck, saying, hey all, well, hey up, Ms. Freedom. Thank you so much for that very generous $10 sugar bucks. And Ms. Freedom also coming in and being like, I'm not going to stop there, gifting 5 leaderships to some of you lucky lots out there. So everyone say, hey up to our newest leaders, courtesy of Ms. Freedom. And guys, that only means one thing. Today's gifting wars have officially begun already. So thank you so much to Ms. Freedom for kicking off today's gifting wars. Really appreciate your face. Thank you so much for that. Ms. M, being a leader for 40 months, one of the OGs. Thank you so much, saying, so happy to be in this community. Much love. Well, much love to you as well. Thank you. Lisa Boo as well, another OG leader for 40 months, saying, much love, Steph and everyone. Hearts to you as well, Lisa Boo. Thank you. And A up to the side. Hey up, thank you so much for your continued support for the last 30 months. Pretty much an OG at this point. Saying, hey up, prayers for the people of Bondi and the Jewish community. Totally. Unless something drastically changes, it's only going to get worse, in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. But if you want to know more about that, make sure that you subscribe to my second channel, Political Nerds, because that's where I get political all over there. To the Tashia Poundstone Show, thank you so much for the $2 sugar buck, saying I'm moving to the Netherlands soon. I don't blame you at this point. I really don't. And Barbara Daly, thank you so much for that very generous $6.99 sugar bucks. Just no comment, just here's some sugar bucks for the bonus Hazard and Mexi story. Appreciate it. Thank you so much, Barbara. My goodness, we're already on a whopping 4 sugar bucks for today's live stream. And Mic Drop Lisa just made it to 5, halfway through the goal already. Thank you so much. Wish me luck for Tuesday. It's hospital time. Whoa, do that. Yes, good luck. You're not going to need it. You're going to be fine. But of course, good luck. All my good vibes goes to you for your hospital visit on Tuesday. It's all going to be Gucci. When you can, of course, DM me and let me know how you get on, hon. But yeah, on that bombshell, guys, let's crack into the first topic for today's live stream, because has Meghan Markle leaked her letter to the press that she sent to her ill father? That is the question, right? I'm going to give you the information. You guys can decide for yourselves, but here we go. Here's the article from The Sun. Meghan Markle has no plans to see her dad again and reveals contents of letter after Thomas had leg amputated. It's claimed that Meg's letter made mention of the fact that her father had discussed their relationship in numerous interviews. Now, before we go any further here, I'm there thinking, hang on a minute. Megsy, what the hell? If this is true, right? Never mind about focusing the letter on what she can do to help her dad, right? Instead, she allegedly makes it all about her and how he upset her with his public statements about their relationship in the press. Could she get it any more wrong at this point? Like, what the frick is that madness, right? Secondly, how do the press know the gist of what's in this letter, or any details about this letter at all, in terms of the details of it, what was within it? Could only have come from two people, right? Two sides, yeah? You're either looking at Team Megxie or you're looking at Team Thomas. Yeah. I wouldn't trust Megxie as far as I could throw her, let's put it that way. Perhaps, though, she didn't like it, right, guys, when Thomas Markle Sr. exposed her for being fake on her failed Netflix series. I mean, we all saw this from earlier on this year, right? When she initially released season 1, part 1 of With Love Megxie, he absolutely slammed her, saying that she's inauthentic and she's absolutely fake. You can tell when she's putting it on. I can tell when she's putting it on, was what he was basically saying, right? But anyways, guys, back to the contents of Megxie's letter here. Who's leaked it? Megxie? Someone else? Well, even the Daily Mail reporter here, who's reportedly friends with Thomas Markle Sr., has written an article about all of this. She said she told Thomas Markle Sr. to choose Megxie over their friendship when he received that letter. She also, Caroline Graham also wrote the following about the letter Megxie sent to her dad. Now, thanks to Roy Sage for sharing this over on X. On Wednesday, Tom was in the middle of a physiotherapy session when the president of the hospital walked into the room with her lawyer with no warning. I covered his amputated leg with a sheet to preserve his dignity. He was asked to sign yet another legal document to confirm that he was about to receive a letter from his daughter and that the letter was sealed and personally handed to him. The lawyers said the handover would be videoed so that the video could be sent to Meghan. The whole thing felt surreal. I offered to leave the room. Tom asked me to stay. Once the handover was complete and duly taped for the Sussexes, he and I sat staring at each other. So, what makes this even more, shocking is, hang on a minute. Megxie allegedly insisted on the encounter of Thomas Markle Sr. getting her letter being taped. Why? Why? What the frick is that nonsense? Dude, seriously. Now, Roy Sage then shares this from the article, right? The letter in its glaringly white envelope lay on his hospital bed. Tom was physically trembling at the sight of the letter, so I asked Tom whether I should move it. I placed it out of his sight next to his uneaten lunch. For 4 hours, he fretted about opening the envelope. He was scared it might contain bad news. I mean, this is the thing, right? The way that he receives the letter in the first place, yeah? That's not great. He's ill. He's gone through a highly traumatic period of losing his leg, right? And then all of a sudden he gets this letter, but it's not like it's just normally handed over this, that, and the other. No, to me, for someone that's gone through that, it's just adding to the horrific experiences going through at the moment. She can't just send him a letter, basically. No, it has to be via the embassy, and it also has to be filmed as well in his hospital room with him being there. Yeah, Thomas Markle Sr. has taken pictures in that room, right? We've got a couple of pictures of him in the hospital bed, this, that, and the other, right? That he authorised and allowed to be out there to the media. But Megxie, allegedly, right, I have to put this there, sends Thomas Markle Sr. a letter, sends it to his hospital bed, but sends it with the embassy and insists on the whole exchange being filmed. So hang on a minute. If Thomas Markle Sr. turned round and says, I don't want to be filmed in my hospital room, are you kidding me here? What the frick? I've just lost my leg. I'm not in a great state at the moment. And you want to film me? Excuse me? Taking pictures is one thing. Filming is another. What if he turned around and said no to the filming? He wouldn't get Megsy's letter then. Megsy, opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, held her dad hostage over this letter, turning round and saying, opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, you have to consent to being filmed receiving this letter, otherwise you're not going to get it at all. And this is the first contact, right, that he's had with Megsy in over 5 years. What do you think a dad's going to do there? He's got no other choice but to concede. And be like, okay, film me, even though he may not have wanted to. Do you see where I'm coming from there? Absolutely disgusting behaviour. Of course, then he's going to fret about opening the envelope. Given the introduction into his life this envelope had in the first place, right? He eventually opened it, she says, reading and rereading it several times. He shared nothing about the contents. I asked no questions. So if he shared no details about the contents, right? Then my question is, how does the media know that Megsy's letter made mention of the fact that Thomas had discussed their relationship in numerous interviews? Who's leaked that? Megsy? Thomas Markle Sr.? Someone else? Did Megsy leak this? That's the question, right? She then says, I told him what I've told him so many times before. I hope this letter might start the reconciliation he longs for. It still stuns me that he's never met his son-in-law, Prince Harry, nor his grandchildren, Archie or Lily. Tom asked me not to tell anyone he had received the letter. I swore secrecy and told no one. Now, on a side note, guys, bearing that in mind with what she just said there, she also responded to Megsy's accusation of breaching ethical boundaries by saying the following right here. Last week, Meghan's PR machine accused me of breaching ethical boundaries by being by his bedside and reporting on him having his left leg amputated below the knee. I feel it's important to set the record straight. I've only ever written stories with Tom's express permission, and he told me he wanted to give an interview to the Mail on Sunday as he sought control of the narrative around his amputation. And this is the thing, that is true. As I've been reporting on, and some of your favourite Megxiteers in the community have been reporting on this story, right? The Daily Mail have been very explicit in saying, we spoke to his doctors, this is what they said, with Thomas Markle Sr.'s permission. We spoke to the doctors, and this is what they said. With Thomas Markle's permission, we are able to give you this information and this information, right? They've been very, very clear in saying, with Thomas Markle Sr.'s permission, we are able to provide you this information, right? So, Caroline's right. Where the frick does Megsy get off accusing her of breaching ethical boundaries? Or just accusing the media, the Daily Mail, of breaching ethical boundaries when it comes to this particular story of Thomas Markle Sr. and his current hospitalisation? So she then says he's been burned by a lot of people on the internet making up stories. He also wanted to reach out one last time to Meghan. He's making good progress, but he's far from being out of the woods. He says, I don't know if she realises how sick I am and that I might die. I want to do a story because I'm sure there's all sorts of made up shiz on the internet. And there is. There is. The internet's the internet, right, guys? So, there you go. After last Sunday's story came out, I received a flurry of messages from one of her PR team. I found the tone unnecessarily aggressive and was so concerned, I told him I would prefer that he dealt with my editor and the paper's legal team. I had other things to worry about, like looking after Tom, whose life was hanging in the balance. And this is a thing, right? Megsy, in her statement, opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, threatened that journalist by saying, you know, she's breaching ethical standards, this, that, and the other, right? Hang on a minute. How many times, as far as we're concerned, has Megsy leaked stuff to the press? Come on. Come on. And who's leaking details of this letter that she sent to her father? Come on. So she then claps back. This journalist, oh my goodness, I love this journalist right now. She then claps back against Megxie with the following, right? The Sussex's statement to Reuters news agency said, blah, 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 and we all know that, right? She then says, I'm not going to go into what Mr. Markle said when I told him this. All I can say is that their statement is demonstrably false. I gave Meghan's PR her dad's number, hospital name, and room number on Monday. The letter arrived on Wednesday. Her people criticised me for jumping on a plane to be with my friend. To me, the lingering question is, why didn't she do the same? Good question, right? Now, Ture Bakahai, and if I've mispronounced your name, I really do apologise, said the following. This journalist showed Tom Markle loyalty and friendship, not for professional reasons, but because she likes him and thinks he's an interesting, decent man. She puts the cruel, ultra-selfish Meghan Markle to shame. Well done, Caroline Graham. Definitely. Now, we even have Roya Nikar from the Sunday Times, and if I've mispronounced the last name again, I apologise, saying the following about the letter. It's understood Meghan's letter to her father this week set out her feelings about his decision to give several interviews to the media about their relationship. She's thought to believe his collusion with the media has been a major factor in the breakdown of their relationship. Again, who's leaking this? In my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, right? Here's a scenario here that you guys can consider. Megxie's leaking it, and it gives her even more ammunition to then turn around and say, look, my dad's still leaking stuff. I can never reconcile with him whatsoever, right? Even though she's the one that's leaking it in the first place in this particular scenario. You see where I'm coming from there? Because let's put it this way. Caroline Graham has said that Thomas Markle Sr. did not tell her anything about the contents of that letter. Swore her to secrecy that he even received it in the first place, right? So, first and foremost, who actually announced that Thomas Markle Sr. got Megxie's letter in the first place? To my knowledge, it was Team Megxie. To my knowledge. And so, to my knowledge, with it being Team Megxie that leaked in the first place that Thomas Markle Sr. has eventually got a letter from her, right? Who's now leaking the contents of it? Think about it. Now, Samantha Markle has reacted by saying the following. What about the breakdown in the relationship between her and Harry and the royals because of all their lying paid PR attacks, calling them racist? If you want to talk about the breakdown in relationships, keep the emphasis on the right syllable. She also says, oh, that's effing balls. She and Harry spilled more tea in interviews, paid PR books than anyone. Shut the hell up already with this BS faked paid PR. You are ridiculous, shame on you. Absolutely. Now, Phil Dampier makes a really, really good point here, saying, so if I've read this correctly, Megxie wrote a letter to her dad, who just had his leg amputated, to explain her reasons for not reconciling? If that's reaching out, I'd hate to see her in a bad mood. Yeah. Instead of sending a letter of support, saying, I'm really sorry you're going through this, right? What can I do to help this, that, and the other? And just focusing on supporting her father. Instead, allegedly, right, details of the letter gets leaked where she's essentially berating her dad for talking to the press about her. Where are her priorities? Where are her priorities? Clearly, they're not where they should be when it comes to her own family, right? Now, I've been asking, right, who has been leaking details of this letter, right, to the press? Is it Megxie? Is it Thomas Markle Sr.? Is it someone else, right? Now, Prince and Princess of Wales fan has a theory as to who's leaking this letter and why. Meghan Markle is furious her father didn't leak the letter to the press, as she wrote it specifically for public consumption. Meghan is angry she cannot once again play the victim. So what's she doing instead? Opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever? In this scenario that I'm thinking of, she's leaking the letter herself as a red herring to turn round and blame her father for the leak and say, look, do you understand why I didn't visit him? You understand why I'm not close to him? Because even when I do reach out with a letter, it somehow gets leaked, even though opinion conspiracy theory or whatever, she's the one that leaked it in the first place. See where I'm coming from there? Now, as Royally Sage says right here, Rachel is leaking the content of the letter and at the same time is asking for it to be private. She is so stupid and manipulative. We see what she is doing. Opinion conspiracy theory, whatever, I see what she's doing. What do you guys think? With that being said, those watching live, whether on YouTube or on X, stay exactly where you are. I'm not done with you guys yet. We're going to get into the second topic in a moment. Megxie has no plans to visit her dad and has done one final act to cut ties forever and has deleted his number. What the deuce is going on? We're going to get into that in the second topic for today's live stream in a moment. But oh my goodness, yes! Oh, thank you so much to my good friends, the Sidley twins. Oh, you guys are so kind. Thank you so much for directing everyone over here from your channel. I love you girls. Thank you so, so much. Michael saying, crew from Sidley's arriving now. Hey up, Sidley crew. How's it going? Thank you so much for tuning in. You want more misadventures of Hazza and Megxie? Oh, I've got some for you. We're going to jump into it in a moment. And oh my goodness, the big SM in the chat. Sorry I'm late. The twins only just finished. Don't worry about it. Do you know what? You're watching me? Fine. If you're watching the twins, even better, guys. I mean, come on. No contest. The twins win hands down. Let's be real here, okay, guys? So thank you so much for everyone that's jumping over from the twins to myself. I appreciate your faces. Thank you so, so much. With that being said, yeah, guys, let's jump into the second topic for today's live stream. Megxie has made one final cruel act against her father. Let's jump into it right now. Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef The Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Dose the Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught me eye, and oh my goodness, yeah, let's jump into this madness, shall we, because Megxie has made one final cruel act against her ill father that shiz the freaking bed. I knew she was gold as far as I'm concerned, but damn, this is next freaking level, right? So let's jump into it because reports are coming through that Megxie now has no plans to see her father ever again. And so here's the article right here from Telegraph. Meghan has no plans to see her father again. And then, sorry, here, when I could get my teeth back in, the Duchess of Sussex, Megxie, has no plans to see her estranged father again and has reportedly given up hope of ever reconciling with him. Now, this is the thing. Tell us something new. Tell us something new. We already knew this, right? Over the years, right? It's been pretty evident that Megxie wants nothing to do with her family, wants nothing to do with her father, has completely abandoned him, opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, right? Consistently reports have come through. She doesn't want to reconcile. Blah, 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 right? So, why all of a sudden are the headlines very explicit? Meghan has no plans to see her father again. When we've known that for donkey years, right? Now, Teray Bakahai reacted to this with the following good point. Don't show up for your seriously ill father after he's had a leg amputated. Send him a letter, slanging him off, talking to media, and then tell the media how you never want to see him again. World's cruelest and most hypocritical daughter award 2025 goes to, drumroll please, Meghan Markle. Yeah. Yeah. Why? Yeah? Would she send a letter to her dad, and at the same time, in the press, it reports that Megxie has no plans to see her father ever again. We've known this for years, right? Again, like I said, tell us something new, right? Well, this is the thing. Megxie has now gone one step further in this. Not only is she reiterated that she has no plans to see her father ever again, but she's now gone one step further. Because you know how it's been reported consistently that Thomas Markle Sr. has not changed his mobile number over the years, holding out hope that Megxie would still call him when she was ready to reconcile. Well, as I said, Megxie has gone now one step further, and it's being reported that she's actually deleted her father's number. Yeah. So this, well, all of a sudden, they're just regurgitating something that we've known for years, that Megxie has no plans to see her father ever again. It's being regurgitated because it's leading up to the one final cruel act that Megxie has done in regards to contact with her dad, which is delete his number. After all the years, Thomas Markle Sr. has consistently said, I've kept my number so that Megxie can still call me if she wants. That's cruel. Now, there are some, though, that do believe that Megxie could easily get his number back, as Bedina says here. So why didn't she just ask her mother for the phone number? I can almost guarantee you that Doria has Thomas's phone number. It is conceivable that Doria still has Thomas's phone number. It is conceivable. Think about it, guys. Now, ultimately, of course, reactions have been coming in thick and fast. We've got Sonia Patterson on X saying the following. Sounds to me like a spin on the truth. The truth is Meghan has absolutely no interest in helping her father. And has had no interest in helping her father for years, as far as a lot of us are concerned, right? She never had plans to see him. I say let history dictate the truth about Meghan Markle. Duchess Difficult will be remembered as a selfish, ungrateful person. She married a prince, lived the ultimate life as a princess only, to end up growing old as a poor, lonely, broken woman. No friends, no Harry, and no kids visiting her. Wonder how she's gonna like that karma. And karma always comes to collect. Always. And we also have Brittany from Rolls News Network rounding it off, saying the following. Once again, Meghan Markle is playing the victim card in this situation. When she's the one who threw Thomas away in the first place, does she even give him a way to contact her? Unclear. What's with this constant handwritten letter rubbish? Honestly, if you want to keep something private, better to have a conversation over the phone than putting things in writing. The truth is, Meghan doesn't care if she reconciles with her father. I imagine she wrote something to the effect of, sorry you lost your leg, I'm rich now, and you didn't make me rich, and don't fit into my cosplay royal world, so I don't have to care, but the media's giving me shiz, so I'll talk to them, but if you talk to them, that's a betrayal of me. Yeah, the hypocrisy is astounding, and she's baiting him again to talk to the media to justify and validate a victim story. It's pathetic, vengeful, and reveals the ugliness of her character. And it really, really does. Because Megxie's final cruel act against her father, after he consistently says that he's kept that number just in case Megxie wanted to call him. Here, Thomas Markle has revealed that he's kept the same number in the hope that Meghan would be able to reach out to him when she felt ready to connect. He has said this consistently over the years. This is what he's done. Megxie's one final cruel act against her dad, as far as I'm concerned, is deleting that number, allegedly, from her phone book. Now, do you believe she's done that? Of any conspiracy theory, whatever, I believe it. Defo. But do you guys believe it? With that being said, those watching live, stay exactly where you are. I'm not done with you guys yet. We're going to get on to the third topic in a moment. Meghan Markle has been issued a chilling warning over her father, Thomas Markle Sr. What the deuce is going on? What does this mean? So for those watching live, whether on YouTube or on X, stay exactly where you are. I'm not done with you guys yet. But if you haven't done so already, do make sure you subscribe to join our Alter Nerd tribe here on YouTube. If you're watching on X, make sure you're following me at Stef The Alter Nerd for more misadventures of the gruesome twosome. Like, share, comment down below if you're watching on the replay, your opinion, conspiracy theories, whatever's. Do you think Megsy has deleted Thomas Markle Sr.'s number from a phone book? I do. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Again, those watching live, stay exactly where you are. But for those on the replay, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate all your faces. And until the next time, you guys, laters. All right, and that was the second topic for today's live stream. We're going to get on to the third one in a moment. Just a few thank yous before we do so. Shaz1769, thank you so much for the £5 sugar bucks. Very, very generous of you, my goodness. Saying Megsy turned her back on Thomas Sr. in 2016, hence why Harry has never met him. She started this, not Tom Sr. She's a cowbag. She definitely is a cowbag, and she definitely started it, of course, as far as we're concerned. Flapper27, hey up, Flapper27, I saw you in the Sidley live chat when I was watching them earlier on and setting up my own live. Hey up, mate, how's it going? And my goodness, hearts for Flapper27, because they always come in and just severely generous, like, dude, thank you so much for that $50 sugar bucks. You have ruined a shiz ton of sugar's days by sending a shiz ton of sugar bucks my ways. Thank you so much. My goodness. Sorry I'm late, dude. No. I'm just grateful you're here. I'm grateful you're all here. And those that have jumped over from the Sidley twins, I'm super grateful that you guys are here as well. So thank you so much. You guys could choose anyone to watch after the twins, and you guys chose me. Thank you. I really do appreciate that. Lisa Boo, thank you so much for the $2 sugar bucks. Much love. Hit that like, everyone. Yes, hit that like, guys. Aussie Queen, hey up. Thank you so much for the $2.99, saying just cause. Appreciate you, thank you. And Big SM in the chat, thank you so much for the £2 sugar bucks, saying Megsy's keeping away, ready for the essay book story. Yeah, I'm very much aware of that rumour. I've not discussed it much. I'm not going to. Unless there's any proper hard evidence, I'm not even going to go there. I'm not going to go there. And that's a personal decision on my part on this channel, because for those that don't know, and I've been completely open about it, I am a victim of SA. When I was a child, it happened to me repeatedly, numerous occasions. So if I'm going to report on something like that, there's got to be something solid about it. For me to even mention it, there's got to be something solid about it. And right now, there's nothing solid. It's just rumors, opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. I hope Megsy is not that dark to make something like that up. I hope. So there we go. Right. Do you know what? Let's get back into the fun of things. So, yeah, guys, Megsy has been issued a chilling warning over Thomas Markle Sr., her father. What is this chilling warning? Well, let's get into it right now. Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef The Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Dose of the Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught me eye. And oh my goodness, yeah, let's jump into this madness, shall we? Because Meghan Markle has been issued a chilling warning over her father, Thomas Markle Sr. What is this warning? Well, let's get into it right now. This is being reported by Express. Meghan Markle issued chilling warning over sick father Thomas. And so here it's being reported that Megxie has been told it would be too dangerous, right, for her to fly to her father's side in the Philippines. So this is now the latest reason as to why Megxie hasn't flown over to be by her dad's side. It's too dangerous, guys. It's too dangerous. What the frick is this nonsense, right? Aides have warned her that only a major security operation costing millions could guarantee her safety in the strife-torn Southeast Asian country. Okay, well, she's been to Colombia, she's been to Nigeria, yeah? And security there cost millions. I mean, come on. Plus, she can freaking afford it herself. You know what I mean? So, the US State Department advisory issued earlier this year has warned citizens of travelling to the Philippines due to heightened risks of, quote, crime, terrorism, civil unrest and kidnapping. Thing is, there's similar warnings, right, that the US State Department have advised on when it comes to Colombia and Nigeria as well. She's all right going to Colombia and Nigeria. Philippines, though, something wrong with that. I wonder why, right, guys? A senior Hollywood source with commercial ties, apparently, to Hazard and Megxie confirmed, quote, she understands she is an incredibly high-risk target and knows it would be too dangerous to attempt even a brief visit with too many unknown factors. Okay. She says, Hazard says, right, it's too dangerous for Megxie and the kids to come over to the UK, right? Because Megxie might get knifed or she might be a victim of an acid attack, right? Hilarious he would say that. She still went to Nigeria, she still went to Colombia, yeah? More of a risk of being knifed and acid attacked there than the UK. Secondly, the times that she has been to UK, has anything happened to our knowledge against her? No. None. Zero. But she's still trying to elevate herself as a high-risk target. She's the freaking bed. A report by the Philippine National Police last spring recorded scores of recent kidnappings for ransom, including one high-profile case that ended in the brutal unalivement of Filipino-Chinese steel magnate Anson Q. Terrorists are behind many of the kidnappings. You've got also organised crime groups there, including the Chinese triads. And yeah, they're not into very good stuff, as you can imagine, right, guys? And so since the current president was elected back in June 2022, he's also faced civil unrest over alleged government corruption. 650,000 protesters last month took to the streets in Manila, the capital city, for 3 days in a demonstration over billions of missing pounds in flood relief funds that led to countless arrests. And so, in the travel warning, the US State Department declared, quote, terrorists and armed groups have carried out kidnappings, bombings and other attacks targeting public areas. Violent crimes are also common in the Philippines. Now, the Express's source also added, given the extremely dangerous instability there, Meghan has accepted the risk factor is just too great to even contemplate any kind of in-person reunion with her dad right now. This is a thing, right? But she can still travel to Colombia and Nigeria, and that's all Gucci, right? Make that make sense. Make it make more sense when I even turn around and say, well, hang on a minute. Don't bring the mountain to Mohammed. Bring Mohammed to the mountain. In other words, right? Why does Megxie even have to consider going over to the Philippines, right, to see her dad? Why don't she spend her money on getting her dad over to the US, close to her, in a hospital? Then she can see him. All those millions that she's earned from Netflix and the like. But no, there's a problem her going to the Philippines. But where's the problem in getting Tom to the US? I'm just asking for a friend here, right? Now, as fantastic Elton Musk says right here, it's too terribly dangerous for Megxie to go to the Philippines, you know, but somehow Colombia is safe? Go figure. So yeah, let's dive into the crime statistics from Colombia. And let me warn you guys, it does not make for good reading. And so here, this is from Statista.com. Colombia is one of the most affected countries by criminality and violence in the world, right? So it's not a little bit better than the Philippines or anything like that. It's one of the worst, but she went there. She can't go to the Philippines. Are you kidding me? In just the last 10 years, public expenditure on order and security has increased 130%. The cost of violence for the country in 2023 was around $274 billion, almost double when you compare it to 2015. Overall, the violence, the illegality of the country, it's creating a climate of insecurity and fueling migration abroad. In 2024, Colombia ranked third with the highest homicide rate in South America, only behind Ecuador and Venezuela. During that same year, the homicide rate decreased for the third year in a row to around 25.4 cases per every 100,000 inhabitants, which translates to more than 13,300 people losing their lives. So, since armed conflicts and criminal organisations use illegal firearms, these have become one of the main problems linked to crime and homicides, as almost 77% of homicides were conducted with firearms. So, it's way too dangerous, right, for her to travel to the Philippines. But it's all Gucci for her to go on a fake royal tour to Colombia, right? And you guys might be asking, well, yeah, she went on a fake royal tour to Colombia, but hang on a minute. We can't be forgetting Nigeria here. No, we cannot. And Nigeria, it's even worse there. Political instability, citizen alienation, terrorism, violence define the Nigerian crime scene. Nigeria has recently been included among countries with the least peace in the world. This is worse than Colombia and Philippines. It's the 19th less peaceful state. In addition, Nigeria is the 8th country most affected by terrorism based on the Global Terrorism Index. This is no joke, guys. This is no joke. Nigeria was the 5th country in Africa with the highest risk of genocide and the 12th worldwide. This risk is influenced by a population of over 200 million people, a high child mortality rate, ongoing battle-related deaths, the country's own history of mass killing, and its ethnic fractionalisation. But again, guys, going to the Philippines, ooh, big massive no-no. Too dangerous. But going to Colombia and going to Nigeria, A-okay. So, let me get this straight, right? It's absolutely fine to visit countries ravaged by murder and terrorism for their fake royal tours. But when it comes to visiting her ill father in the Philippines, now it's too dangerous for Megxie to go abroad? Well, like I said before, don't bring the mountain to Muhammad, bring Muhammad to the mountain, right? If Megxie can't go to the Philippines for whatever reason, right, okay. She's earned enough to be able to afford getting her dad over to America, putting him into a nearby hospital and being able to see him privately, under her own rules, controlled by her, this, that and the other. Why didn't she do that? Why don't you do that instead? And I'm just asking for a friend there. Now, with that being said, those watching live, stay exactly where you are. We're going to get into the bonus Hazza and Megxie story next. Meghan and Hazza, they're bracing themselves for a make or break Christmas. What does this mean? Well, for those watching live on YouTube or on X, stay exactly where you are. I'm not done with you guys yet. But if you haven't done so already, please do make sure you subscribe to join our Alter Nerd tribe here. If you're watching on X, make sure you're following me at Stef Alter Nerd for more misadventures of the gruesome twosome. Like, share, comment down below if you're watching on the replay, your opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. What do you think is the real reason why Megxie is not going to the Philippines to visit her ill father? Because this whole excuse of, it's way too dangerous for her, to me is BS, especially when she's travelled to more dangerous countries in the past, such as Colombia and Nigeria, as I've illustrated in this video right here. So what do you think is the real reason Megxie's not going to the Philippines to visit her ill father? Well, if you watch on the replay, let me know in the comments down below. Again, those watching live, stay exactly where you are. But for those on the replay, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate all your faces. And until the next time, you guys, laters. All right, and that was the third topic for today's live stream. We're going to get into the bonus Hazza and Megxie in a moment. Mic drop, Lisa. Thank you so much for that very kind sugar bucks. Saying you're not a victim, Steph, you're a survivor. Yeah. I do class myself as a survivor for the large part, of course. But yeah. Let's not, as far as I'm concerned, split hairs. What happened to me does technically make me a victim of it. But I don't, how do I put this? I don't define myself with that. I define myself as a survivor. I define myself as, yes, I've been through that. However, instead of allowing it to destroy me, and it was very close to destroying me, best believe. Instead, I turned it into a power. I turned it into something that made me stronger and made me the person that I am today. That I live in spite of what that monster did to me. That I have a better life in spite of what that monster did to me. That I am successful in spite of what that monster did to me. Yes, that monster took away my childhood, but I will be damned if I allow that monster to take away the rest of my life and my adulthood. I just won't have it. So, yeah. There you go, guys. Itchy nose. That came at the right time, didn't it? My goodness. Anywho. With that being said, major special thank you to everyone that was able to contribute towards today's Super Chat goal. We've done it. We have unlocked the bonus Hazza and Megxie story for today's live stream. So let's get into it, shall we? Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef The Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Dose of the Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught me eye. And oh my goodness, yeah, let's jump into this madness, shall we? Because it's been reported that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are going to have to brace themselves for a make or break Christmas. Is this Megxie and Hazza's Christmas nightmare come to life? It sure looks that way. Now, this has been reported by The Mirror. Specifically, they've been speaking to Tom Bower, and he claims that Christmas is shaping up to be a nightmare for Hazza and Megxie. He says, quote, Harry clearly met his father with the hope that he could ingratiate himself back into the family. But it isn't going to work. There's just no way back for him. Harry himself said he didn't know how long his father has got, and I think that hangs over him, but I don't think he's that high up on Charles's list of priorities. I don't think so either. I totally agree with Tom. And this is the thing, right? When you look at the coverage after that meeting between Hazard and the King, a lot of it had to do with Prince William, right? And as I've extensively covered on this channel as well, once Prince William ascends to the throne, Hazard's done. Hazard's done. Because reports are consistently coming out that when Prince William becomes king, Hazard and Megxie can say bye-bye to their titles. And we're getting new reports coming out whereby he might do a letters patent to remove them from the line of succession. But not only Hazard, but Archie and Lily as well. Like, remove the old family from the line of succession and break the final ties that they've got, essentially, to the royal family. Now, going back to what Tom Bower's saying here about Megxie and Hazard's upcoming Christmas nightmare, he says, Meghan hasn't reconciled with her own family and she never wants to come back to Britain. So her relationship with both families act against Harry's own instinctive interests. The result is they are left in a very isolated place at Christmas. And so this is the thing, right? Any hopes of reconciliation between Hazard and the King were dashed when when details of the meeting were allegedly leaked, right? And we saw the back and forth. The team were all turning around and saying, who the frick is leaking this? Team Hazard turning around and saying, we didn't leak this. Promise. Yeah, right. Harry's team claiming there were sources intent on sabotaging the reunion, basically, right? Now, according to Tom Bower, the so-called leak was not the only thing that hurt any signs of progress, saying he was granted those 54 minutes with the King by the skin of his teeth. And I definitely believe that as well, because the lead up to Hazard coming to the UK, the reports were extremely strong. The King was not going to see Hazard. He was not going to see Hazard. So this reunion that all of a sudden came out of nowhere, I think came out of nowhere. I've been in conspiracy theory, whatever. I think it was a very, very last minute thing for the King to do. So last minute that it was only arranged once Hazard was in this country at the time in September. That's my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever on that one. Now, going back to what Tom's saying, he says, look, he was granted those 54 minutes with the King by the skin of his teeth, but was told that not a word must be spoken about it. Then he gets on the train to Ukraine and tells a reporter that he has no regrets for anything he said in spare. Also, as well as I reported on this channel, allegedly, right, a story comes out saying that when Hazard went to Ukraine, he was warned by the UK government, allegedly, not to meet up with President Zelensky. Don't go there, don't go near, not a freaking chance in hell. Apparently, Hazard still did that and completely miffed off our government here in the UK. Which, by the way, you don't want to miff off the government when you're asking the government to fund security when you come to the UK at a level that you deem appropriate. Just saying, right, guys? Anywho, Tom then says the King is not only battling for survival, but he's literally battling to live. He wants a legacy and he wants to have a good transition to William, and Harry just gets in the way. But this Christmas is make or break time also for Meghan, because there are two main problems: money and profile. Her lifestyle shows are clearly not taking off, and they're not. They're not. By all accounts, from what I'm seeing, her Christmas special with Love Megxie has bombed harder than season 1, part 2. It's just a decline, getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Absolutely freaking insane. And by the way, I've still not watched it. Just to be 100 with you guys, I've still not watched it. I didn't watch season 1, part 2, because I already seen season 1, part 1, and that was enough for me. Do I really want to watch a Christmas special where she basically says the same things, but Christmas-fies it for everyone? I'm not really too sure at this point. I am kind of toying around with maybe doing like a live watch party stream of me watching it for the first time, but I don't know if I've got that many brain cells to spare for that experience, right? But as Tom says here, she put on a great show in terms of looking great and pretending nothing is wrong. But the reality is it's not a great success, to say the least. It hinges on how much Meghan can sell at Christmas, and if it doesn't sell, she has a real problem. Are people prepared to pay $32 for a jar of honey from Megxi? If it doesn't work this Christmas, they have a real problem about what they'll do in 2026. I would ask a better question. Are people prepared to pay $40, $50, $60, right, for a candle that doesn't even work, right? For basically a block of wax without the wick? You know, with what happened with Link Lauren like a month or two ago. Not a good look. Now, Tom Bowie is also describing Hazard as a declining asset in the family. His roles have shrunk when he stepped back from Centre Barley earlier on this year, saying the fate of Centre Barley is okay without him. So what he's got, the next Invictus Games is in 2027. So what is he going to do for a year? There's just no easy solution to the problem they have. Ultimately, opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, what Tom Bowie is saying here is that Hazard and Megxi are in for a bumpy ride this Christmas. It's a make or break Christmas for them, because everything that's happened in 2025 has been an absolute disaster for them. Each and every month, disaster after disaster after disaster after disaster. And it's not turned their fortunes around when it comes to their standing with the public. If anything, they're at an all-time low when it comes to public popularity. Hazard and Megxi are still the least popular members of the royal family. The only one that's worse than them is Prince Andrew, or Andrew, formerly known as Prince. And that's saying something, right? And so, yeah, 2026... if 2025 is anything to go by, 2026 is not going to be a good year for them. It's only going to get worse. This Christmas, they've got to sort it out. Otherwise, 2026 is just not going to be it for them at all. With that being said, those watching live, stay exactly where you are. I'm not done with you guys yet. If you haven't done so already, do make sure you subscribe to join our Alter Nerd tribe here on YouTube. If you're watching on X, make sure you're following me at Stef Alter Nerd for more misadventures of the gruesome twosome. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Do you think 2026 is going to be worse for Hazard and Megxi than 2025? I definitely think so. It's just going to get worse for them. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Again, those watching live, stay exactly where you are. But for those on the replay, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate all your faces. And until the next time, you guys, laters. All right, and that was your bonus Hazard and Megxi story for today's live stream. Again, an extra special thank you to everyone that was able to contribute towards today's Super Chat goal to unlock that bonus Hazard and Megxi story. Appreciate all your faces. Thank you so much. With that being said, guys, I'm actually going to go now. It's past 11 o'clock here, and I'm absolutely shattered. I've had a weekend, to say the least, so I need to remind myself of what sleep is. So a big, massive thank you to everyone that's tuned in live for today's stream. I appreciate all your faces. Thank you so much to everyone that's liked this stream, that's subscribed to this channel, or is following me over on X. I appreciate all your faces. Thank you so much. Special thank you to those that were able to contribute towards today's super chat goal, and special thank yous to those that sent super chat stickers, member only chats. You guys are so generous. Thank you so much. And thank you also to those that jumped into today's gifting wars. You guys are amazing. And finally, thank you to everyone that's kept me company in the live chat. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. So just to remind you, with the channel update that I gave you at the beginning of this live stream, and for those that missed it, when it comes to the Daily Nerd Lives Friday edition, after what happened this week on Friday, where I just released 3 videos rather than going live because I was collabing with your favourite DC lawyer at that point, John Witherspoon, I've decided that just for now, okay, every Friday, instead of there being a live stream, I'm going to release videos and just live stream on Sundays for now. I want to test this out and see how we get on. So the next Daily Nerd Live is not going to be on Friday. On Friday, you're going to get your videos. Instead, your next Daily Nerd Live is going to be this time next week, Sunday, 21st of December, 10 o'clock UK time. And oh my goodness, I'm sure we'll have so much more fun. So with that being said, thank you so much to all of you lot out there. I appreciate your faces. Enjoy the rest of your weekend wherever you are in the world. I hope you have a wonderful week coming up. And until the next time, you guys, laters.